The connections between Epic Chain and Ripple are really starting to show. There's been a lot of movement with RLUSD and XRP inside of the Epic ecosystem. So I wanted to give you a complete update of all of these new pieces of information coming to light, what Epic is trying to do to establish their ground game in the real world asset space, and why this is up 20% since the last video we made on this just last month. It says the world's fastest growing real world asset ecosystem, and right on their website, look at it, says backed by real world asset first capital partners, Ripple, Chainlink, and so many more. We're going to talk about who else is involved here in just a minute. They have a ton of news and information, but here you go. Every real world asset market on one platform. You talk about tokenizing bonds, equities, treasury bills, asset-backed securities, money market funds, and so much more. Real estate, luxury good, commodities, consumer and collectibles. It talks about their technology, which is the Epic Stack. Epic unifies fragmented real-world value into seamless pipeline for tokenization to yield. The Epic architecture transforms assets like real estate, bonds, and collectibles into on-chain primitives that can be staked, traded, or spent instantly. Users gain access to yield-generating instruments without sacrificing liquidity, custody, or composability, all while having maximum exposure on all major real-world asset markets and earning auto-compounding yield in XRP. Epic is also available on Binance, Bybit, Uniswap, Crypto.com, KuCoin, Gate.io, Mexi, and so many more. They are trying to bring $50 billion in real-world value on chain. And so I did do some research looking at their original funding round. Here is Ripple. And if you scroll down here, you see, Rail and Centura and Hidden Road, but you also see Epic Chain, $20 million seed round. And so you go to Epic Chain and you look at who are some of the original investors. Ripple is right there next to Polygon Studios, Morningstar Ventures, Black Edge Capital, Algorand Foundation, and so many more. Like I said, this is up 25% in just the last 30 days since we did our last video. It is building a lot of support here and people are starting to pay attention. Here's a little more context on the original investors and some of the reason why this is important. So Chainlink, industry stature, Chainlink is widely recognized as the most secure and widely adopted Oracle solution for blockchains. Its technology powers smart contracts and real world data. Company size 566 employees. The reason why this is important, Chainlink's network secures billions of dollars in value, and Epic is working with them as well. Talks about Kinetic Capital, Polygon Studios. Bottom line, there's a lot of really unique investors here. I will leave some of this information down in the description if you want to dive into it yourself and really understand who was backing this from years ago. Epic's new infrastructure turns real estate, credit, and commodities into activated assets built to move across staking, spending, and structured yield, designed for composability and motion, not idle storage. Epic brings real world value on chain with a purpose. Also here, just to show you some more things that are happening with Epic, fiat trading markets, pairing Epic with global reserve currencies, stock market companies, governments, and BlackRock are buying crypto in size. This is creating an intense demand for retail investors. Most of crypto's newest traders will be limited to fiat pairs. Epic is coming to 1 billion people globally with direct fiat pairs. Expanding into Asia, one of the first goals of the campaign is to bring Epic to Asia. Urgent, one of the largest Asian economies, has already been onboarded a brand new fiat pair, which just went live with Epic, bringing the asset and its ecosystem to millions of new people. Western expansion, making Epic available in Western markets remains a key focus. Urgent, one of the most important fiat pairs that will ever live on Epic. Last month, Epic is making real world asset ecosystem available to millions, possibly the most important economy in the world. So what they're saying here. And then their mission is they want Epic to be held by 1 billion people out into the world. And then also Epic continues to expand its XRP native infrastructure, aligning every layer of real world asset stack with RLUSD. Through this planned integration on Ripple's USD, Epic will embed a native USD settlement layer across its ecosystem, powering tokenized real estate, credit, commodities, and collectibles. This unlocks dollar settled yield payouts and distributions, treasury and market making in USD, risk managed cross-border settlements on the XRP ledger, and so much more. It does talk about the real world asset superstructure powered by Epic, aligned with XRP. Epic is building the most complete infrastructure stack for tokenized real world assets, unifying real estate, credit, commodities, collectibles, and so much more. And then here's a little bit more information that we did talk about. It does say fractional access to 50 trillion in real world value. It does look like Uphold is going to prepare to list Epic Chain as well. If you have an Uphold account, you will be able to access Epic if you wanted to. And they're also going on to this new crypto exchange, coins.ph. I did make an original video here on July 22nd. This is about a month ago. And like I said, this is up 25%. This video will be linked down in the description if you want to go in more detail about what Epic is trying to do here. There was some information about Eternity Chain. So just so you know, Eternity Chain became Epic here. Ethernity raises $20 million for Ethereum celebrity NFT and gaming push. This is February 10th, 2022. Ethernity and Ethereum NFT marketplace focused on drops from celebrities and athletes today announced that it has raised over $20 million in seed funding established with Eternal Labs. A new umbrella company will see Ethernity expand out of its team and help celebrities and brands to enter the NFT space and expand into play to earn gaming and metaverse initiatives. So this was kind of what their original goals were. And this is what Ripple and Polygon and all of these others were investing in. And it seems like over the last few years, Epic has tried to expand into all of these real world asset capabilities, because I do think you can do what their original plan was here, but you can also go out and make your platform suitable for the entire world and not just kind of you put yourself with celebrities and you know, sports stars and things like that, but also allowing all of this to take place. We know that that bonds, $140 trillion market globally, you know, equities, stock market here in the United States, you have about $50 trillion that is going to be tokenized over the next few years. And this is what's going to happen. It's going to be brought onto blockchain. The treasury bill market in the United States is a $29.6 trillion market. Globally, though, treasury bills and bonds are a lot higher. Of course, asset-backed securities, money market funds, there's so much money, guys, coming on chain. What are we going to do with all of it? Who knows? I did pull up a little bit more information here about Epic, about the post here. It did have some main points and other things that they were trying to point out. It says token saturation on other blockchains. Solana, for example, has millions of tokens, over 6 million, meaning new projects like Bonk, Jupiter, Pyth have to fight for user attention and capital against huge competition. Epic's place on the XRP ledger. In contrast, Epic is one of the very few tokens, perhaps the major one, with deep backing and integration on the XRP blockchain. It's described as not just being built on XRP, but actively backed by XRP and Ripple technology itself. Now, there is supposed to be some new information coming to light about Ripple and Epic. I'm waiting for that to come before I announce what that's going to be. But the Epic team is very bullish on what they are building, and they did pay me to go ahead and make this video to show you what they are working on. If you're interested in getting some more information on Epic, you can take a look at their social medias, join some of their communities, and here are the markets for the token is provided. Like I said, it's on Binance, Mexi, Gate.io, KuCoin, Crypto.exchange, LBank, and many, many more. There's a bunch of different pages here of where all this token is listed. If you need help better understanding this, please talk with a financial advisor to better understand what you maybe should or shouldn't do here in the crypto space. I hope you enjoyed this paid video by the Epic team. I've been Crypto Sensei. Aloha.